folks.
Oh, well, yes. In spirit, although former Governor Wike, we really don't understand where he truly stands.
He has not formally resigned.
We did, neither did I suggest that he has, but you can see the man has been very supportive of the APC. He's in their government. He worked for them to win the presidential election over and against his own party, which for me is a legendary act of anti-party activity. But the PDP itself has not taken the first step to oust him. You won't believe that Governor Fubara stood alone the whole time. It was until Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi went to Port Harcourt the following day to say, look, Mr. Governor, I stand with you. You are the leader. Yes, you are sitting governor. You shouldn't be humiliated this way. Yeah. I stand with you, identify with you. So I think it was Ikinga Ugochinyere who was saying that if truly this was an opposition party, the PDP, that all the PDP governors should have gone to Rivers State to solidarize with the governor in his time of tribulation. But they curiously all stood aloof and left him to his devices. I just imagine that, but where the story is today is that they're high and dry. You know, the PDP lost, they didn't win a single seat. The APC too didn't win anything, out of it all, really. So the APP is, well, let's see where that really leaves reverse politics.
Oh, okay. It said, Cyril, you can take the boy out of the state and not the state out of the boy.
Oh, most definitely. You can take Israel out of Egypt, but whether you can take Egypt out of Israel, that is the reason they spent a lot of time in the wilderness.
You are talking about yesterday's story.
Biblical allusion, yes.
All right. The next story is having to do with the famed PDP. Drama as Fayose declares self PDP national chairman, suspends Atiku, Wike, and others.
This is real.
It's not a home video.
No, but they should have called this drama of the absurd or theater of the absurd, because it's not just drama. This is beyond drama. But the picture I'm seeing in the story isn't quite that of Ayodele Fayose.
Yeah, the story is credited to is the source.
Yes, of course. So the listener will do himself a world of good by looking into this story. Because yesterday, Friday morning, there was a statement by Dele Ologunagba, the spokesman of the
Ologunagba, yeah.
Ologunagba, okay.
Yeah.
So we've had this back and forth. Is it Ologunagba, Anyway, I just don't like mispronouncing people's names. He said they are suspended person 1, person 2, person 3. Then suddenly there was a counter statement saying he himself had been suspended. The people suspended were Damagum, the party's national chairman, politics is part of, I mean, at the risk of using a word that I should do, let's just say it's messy business.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they said
let's employ radio friendly words.
Grammar. You know, we were told that politics was dirty business. My father said it was the reason he didn't go into politics because it was dirty. But today, it is beyond dirty.
You could have been senator today.
Who knows? They would have burnt our house in my hometown. I thank my father till tomorrow for not joining politics.
Yeah.
Because it was never the game of civil men. It was never the game of truly civilized.
I have an equally ugly story to tell.
Oh, come on.
My father's house at Barega ran the risk of being burnt.
Exactly.
Because if they wanted to deal with you, the party logo of the NNDP, that's Akintola's party, was pasted on your house. So, but my father,
as I speak with you today, in a certain part of this country, I mean, people have all these stories to tell, right? But let me just share this on briefly. This young man was, and still remains, a force to reckon with. You know when they say structure, he commands arguably the largest structure in that local government area. So naturally, he had worked for other people to emerge as, governor, emerge as council chairman. He thought, now my time to also run. They told him, don't run.
More like Emiloko.
They told him, don't run. He said, no, he will run. After all the threats, you know what they did? He had 4 big giant boats that, was his own, because politics isn't an employment. Oh, yeah. So he had this business, he had big boats, he was using at least 4 of them. His chief of staff told me that he had sent one to another state and one to and one elsewhere. 2 were remaining at the jetty. They went and burnt with the engines.
Ew.
Say don't run.
The price you pay.
It is. I don't. If you have the mind, there's this story we were told that somebody said wanted to get into politics. They told him, "Can you kill and be killed? If you can't, they'll come around."
Yeah.
I don't. I don't think so.
Ibadan. Okay, the next story.
Citizen, imagine that's the recruitment interview for for leadership. But now, recruitment interview.
For people will say things. Let me speak a little here. It says Akwandita, Akwafop. Big meat, big fire.
I don't understand it. So we want to recruit leaders in Nigeria, and the question is, can you kill and be killed? Oh, come on.
Oh yeah,
come on.
There's always a choice.
Oh,
seriously, the next story is still having to do with the PDP. No faction in PDP. Bochi governor declares.
Yeah, but
you trust that?
Well, of course, I always say that Bala Muhammad, Wike is no match for Bala Muhammad. If this headiness is this headstrong thing he's doing, Bala Muhammad is 10 times stronger than he is. But the point is that Mr. Muhammad, if he is interested, Bala Muhammad is in the northeast, okay, as Atiku Abubakar, they are all in the northeast. Now, what would happen is Bala ready to work with the likes of Fubara and Co to become the new PDP, as it were? Is he willing to put his foot down and now own the party structure? And because and it's going to be very tough business. What when someone is holding by the jugular, Wiki has, imagine it was only Mohammed that went to Port Harcourt, Sheyi Makinde, the one in Enugu, the one in Enugu, the one in where again? All those governors steered clear. It now tells you that this is really where we are. If you if you do anyhow, you go see anyhow.
All right.
If all those guys move over to the APC or stay back in the PDP to tear the party down and say, let us die here together, then by 2027 there will be no PDP whatsoever.
Okay. This is let's take your mind away from politics, wahala. Petrol price hike. Why we accepted 70,000 minimum wage, Ajero?
Yes, now because they were told there will be no further hikes in the price of petrol. That petrol will remain at that price, and that the CNG buses will come on. So there were conditions. Even if we felt 7,000 naira was paltry, how much would you in an economy? It means you won't use generators. Somebody said, if you say let use and well, we don't buy fuel anymore. Nigerians are buying 5 liters of petrol, 2 liters of petrol. At the filling station, there are no. I was at the filling station yesterday. The man said, how much are they selling? I told him, and then I said, don't worry, there will be no queue here. not at this amount. There will be no queue. It is true. People are buying. See this thing? This 25 liters keg. 25 liters. I would just say let's just buy 1,500. It will maybe half of it or something before now. But then at home they will insist and say let's fill it up 2,000. Let's fill it up, and I felt it was too much. Today, that same liter.
You remember the law of averages.
People are buying petrol like that in bottled water, in table water bottles.
All right, the next story. Court fixes November 1st to rule in final forfeiture of $2.0445 million property linked to Emefiele.
But this just tells us that the whole judgment judgment itself in the Emefiele's case isn't even coming anytime soon, right?
So November 1st is less than 3 weeks.
It's a ruling. It's not the judgment. So yeah.
Well, so a ruling.
Yeah, so
now still part of it.
Yeah, of course now, but the final judgment goes still take, and it will appeal it. When you have all the charges in a case, right, or in a suit, or in a case as the case may be, the judge rules on each of them, all of those rulings, and then there will now be judgment. So but it only, after Abacha, have we had any such case that has had to demand this sort of now? Wow.
So Abacha is still in the equation.
Oh, of course.
Okay then, hear this one. IGP donates 60 million naira to police personnel involved in accident after Edo election. IGP donates 60 million naira to police personnel involved in accident after Edo election.
Yes.
Okay. Troops smash IPOB ESN camp, rescue hostages, arrest gun runner.
I am worried.
My country's story.
I am worried. I am really worried. Let's throw sentiments away anyway. But the fact is, the basic thing is, the more they claim to be raiding these places, the more the crime rate and the problem of insecurity is on the rise. So it leaves one wondering, how many more rivers do we have to cross? How many more rivers do we have to cross?
Thank goodness there's a river to cross. Okay then, PDP crisis. Go join APC. Dino Melaye mocks Damagum.
Yeah,
it's a mockery.
No, of course. But Damagum, even Damagum's own appointment as acting national chairman is frankly even improper, because the chairman of the party ought to come from the North Central after Iyorchia Ayu, because it was Iyorchia's tenure when he was put out. It should have been another North Central person that should have taken over the office. But how be it? You have a Damagum in place,
Okay.
So
we had talked about democracy at the party, political party level.
Yes, you see, the thing with this democracy is that without institutions, democracy is a sour grape.
Well,
without institutions,
democracy is kept going by politicians who are human beings.
who don't drown out institutions. Yes, that's what makes the courts will function as the courts should. Regardless of who you are, if you brought a frivolous suit to the court, your prayer shouldn't be heard. If you wanted to undermine the political party, you should be kicked out. So that way, when we begin to sanitize our processes, I can tell you, democracy without institutions is a waste of time. It doesn't work.
Okay.
The Electoral Act in Section 84 makes it very clear that no court must give an order stopping elections from holding. Now, we see what happened in Rivers. A court purporting to tell this is where we are. One day, a court will tell INEC, don't hold presidential election. This is where even police, they choose which court order to respect and which one not to. So when you see high-handedness, when some governors will carry truck and block House of Assembly and say they are trying to do renovation, we are saying this thing.
All right.
May God save our country.
All right. Cyril, we move over to the Punch now. We'll punch some stories there. The lead story in the Punch today is Wike, Bauchi governors face off, splits PDP.
Well, so conflict isn't a sign of evil necessarily. I think they should slug it out at once.
I cannot forget the line credited to the great guitarist Jimi Hendrix. He said, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace.
Sure.
I couldn't agree less with him.
Of course. Because where they are today now, it appears the PDP is not in charge of itself. It is somebody who is acting against the party's interest that is in charge of it. What sort of thing is that?
Okay. All right, more stories in the Punch. Take this one. Why I can't practice medicine in Nigeria again. Popular Canada-based physician Dr. Zo declares.
Well,
who feels it knows it.
Of course. But again, it's because he has a voice on social media. So if he speaks, people listen. But I can tell you, he is speaking the minds of millions and millions of them. Go and check the statistics. In a lot of hospitals, especially government hospitals, it's a pathway to departure. They are not. It's true. It's true. The only thing that's still good about our medicine here is the training. The world loves our doctors because of the rigor of their training. Okay. Yeah, but once you are there overseas, technology takes up plays a vital role. Let me, I should put it that way. Yes, there's a lot that technology does as opposed to what you do as a doctor.
But see, I'm giving that. You know, when you say God now go heal Nigeria, it makes me. I feel uncomfortable. Only Nigerians will fix this country.
Yes,
and then God will bless the effort.
It will come at a steep price, but of course we have to keep at it. I agree.
All right, hear this one. I've never had 1 million naira in my account. BBN winner Kelly Race declares.
He's been honest.
Yeah.
It's part of what the media does. We call it status conferral.
Okay.
It has a way of we are like somebody said the other day, we are pseudo celebrities because of the screen. I mean, yes, because of screen, the impact of screen. When you're seen, when your voice is heard, the day you go to my mention, you say, wow, are you the so? But for him, I mean, whatever he wasn't, BB Nigeria has now more than made him become that. He can't, and it's for life, really. It confers a status on you. It's for life.
Okay.
It's for life.
Hear this one. Dangote direct purchase. Marketers demand working refineries.
Dangote direct purchase.
Buying petrol direct.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it. So marketers demand working. Well, yes, marketers will demand more refineries because with that,
working, not just more. Working
more and work, so that way, the what's it called? The option. You know, when the options are more, the price comes down. It's natural.
Okay.
But now that they have direct access to get from Dangote, let's hope that we will have it better than we have it now.
All right. Take your time from us. 20 minutes past 7 in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. And this is the Voice of the People FM, VOP, 90.3 on the dial. Stories from the Punch. Hear this one. 16 states carpet EFCC amid lingering 776 billion naira fraud cases.
This is, I honestly,
interestingly, it's the story we are broaching today.
Yes, we can't preempt the courts, but at the risk of the jobs that will be lost, and at the risk of the governors who are really just looking for a way out of, who are just looking for a way to put the hawks off their back, you know, corruption cases. What I suggest would happen is, even if the courts should declare that the EFCC is indeed illegal, right? There should be a moratorium on its a moratorium on the judgment. They should shift the day of effect of when it takes effect to, let's say, 20 years from now, because so that by then the government would have gone back to the drawing board to now represent the bill for the commission to the National Assembly. But they shouldn't, because there are cases before the commission that should be taken to court and adjudicated upon. These governors are looking for a way to escape the news and the gavel and their corruption. So I don't think we should let that happen.
Okay, hear this one. Chief Judge denies Nnamdi Kanu's recusal request. Let me tell the listener, Nnamdi Kanu had asked a chief judge to excuse himself from his case, and the man said no. He has denied it.
What we had yesterday was that the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court had now reassigned the case to the same Justice Binta Nyako, who previously recused herself from the case. But I honestly, so if Nigeria will run, now look at the Supreme Court granted an interlocutory injunction, and the lower court wants to pretend that injunction does not exist. And then I frankly, look, lawlessness begins one day. I don't know what else to say. Lawlessness always has a source. If even the courts are disobeying the courts, if the lower court is turning a blind eye to a judgment of the Supreme Court, and you're expecting, so who do you expect to obey court orders? Governors don't obey court orders. The one governor does not obey. You're breathing on another governor to obey. I detest lawlessness. I detest what is wrong. But then sometimes there's justification for these things. I mean, just for the sake of the logic. Okay, you will not prosecute one thief. You're going after another thief. What gives you the justification when the worst thief is allowed to walk free?
In regards to that, police rearrest fleeing conflict and convict in Borno State.
That should be the so-called repentant Boko Haram fighter. That 9 of them or 6 of them, the deputy governor says 6 of them escaped. And that people shouldn't blow the matter out of proportion. That it's just 6 of them. It's not as if there's no just 6 of them anywhere.
All right.
They came by this funny calibration of a repentant and non-repentant Boko Haram fighters. The other one in Borno South left the camp and went and killed his father. I mean, but they took him there in the name of he had repented.
All right, hear this one. I stole my ex-boss's car to fund my father's burial.
Seriously, by what law did they come by repentant Boko Haram? By what law? Which law in our land said if you arrest somebody, you can declare repentant?
Yeah, the question just overshadowed the story I shared just now. I stole my ex-boss's car to fund my father's burial. Suspect. Thief, not thief.
Except that.
So if in Papa no die, enough for steal.
You don't hear him now. But the thing is, again, isn't that probably because our house is an environment in which people seek to impress by all means? At burials, at weddings, at child namings, they want to, you know, sometimes we don't draw from the right examples. One of the very frontline, well-known, prominent front seat preachers in this country said when he had his second child, people came over to the house and they shared granules and the biscuits, also snacks, and left. Excuse me, it's about values and principles.
Right.
When you no get, you not get.
If you know day, no day.
No kill yourself for waiting you no get.
Remember your former governor. If he didn't day,
he didn't day.
Okay, hear this one. Enugu doctor remanded for alleged child trafficking and forgery.
Enugu what?
Doctor.
Even wow, doctor. Anyway, remanded, right?
Yeah.
Means
he has a case to answer.
He has a case to answer. Not that he has been convicted. So
no, he has a case to answer.
Let me not convict him on radio.
Don't.
So let him to answer the case.
Okay. Try this for size. 5 arrested for stealing and vandalizing transformers in Ogun. Therefore, Kuku embraced the transformers instead of.
Like you said, thief na thief.
Thief na thief. You know, how you want put pancake for thief face? Does it remove anything?
Complexion or no complexion.
Okay. Let's move to the Sun newspapers. Lead with this curious story. Bukola Olagunju, Brigadier General Adekunle's daughter. Nigeria unfair to our father.
Brigadier
Adekunle, the black scorpion. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
The daughter is saying Nigeria unfair to the father.
Well, on the one hand, you know that not all Nigerians, in the manner of speaking, agree to her father's heroism. Benjamin Adekunle, Black Scorpion.
Yeah.
He was largely
third Marine Commander.
Yes, he was the architect of the Nigerian victory, actually.
Oh yeah.
In the Civil War.
Okay.
Before Obasanjo was sent in to take the surrender. But Adekunle was the one that fought that collapsed so those in the southeast will say he was he didn't follow the rules of engagement. He was they will call him names. I remember that when he died on the floor of the Senate, there was a call for a minute silence for him. All the Southeast senators they sat down. They said this man was a war criminal, he should be tried. But for what it is worth, now we're in Nigeria, and he was a Nigerian general who won the war. So what ought to have happened is that, you see, because we've not dealt with our history, all this will happen. No movies on Zik, there are no movies on our world, there are no series or mini-series on all these people to put history where it belongs. And frankly, even the war should be audited. If anybody committed war crime, the person should, there should be some sort of restitution and justice. We see it in Israel as this war is going on now in Israel. Though if any of the generals fall short of their own expectations, they'll put him on trial.
He will be sanctioned.
He will be sanctioned. The head of their elite spy unit that didn't see the October 7 attacks last year, he resigned. So yes, we want to be Nigeria, but it shouldn't be. We didn't implement anything from the Puta panel. But
you couldn't have. The panel was established without the backing of any law.
No, but the point is this: we can. I mean, it's not too late. We can make laws to implement, or the same way the president.
Cyril, because South Africa also did the same thing, but it was backed by law.
No, see where I'm going. I agree, but it wasn't backed by law, and yet the panel sat. The government had the moral duty to at least implement sections of the law that didn't require law for them to implement.
Cyril, if we don't do things right, you can never get right results.
Yes, but it's fine. So can we go back to putting a law in place that that should empower? Because the committee did make record. I remember Judge Soputa writing the title of the panel report in Latin, and it was quite.
Please, the sour grapes. I don't want to lose sleep over them. Please.
But again, yes, of course, Mr. Adekunle has a name in Nigeria, Brigadier General Adekunle, and
you can't take that away from him.
You can't take it away from him. Yes.
All right. Alleged treason. Chief Judge returns Kanu's case file to Justice Yako for trial.
We were saying it earlier. Yes, Doctor. She had recused herself after Kanu shouted in court and said, "Take care of my daughter." But now the case has gone back to her. But the question is, if a government can act this way, what should people then do? You see, impunity begets impunity. The other day, Femfala and SAN said that he knew of people sentenced to jail for drug offenses. They didn't spend a single night behind bars. And so, how did Yoruba say it? Oh, Yamilono. I know. I don't understand it.
Oh, Yamilenu. But our brothers from the southeast will make it Onyamilonu.
So I had Leno. It was from you. I had Lono. I didn't know you are playing with the thing. Okay. Say this one past me.
Onu is mouth.
Okay.
In Igbo.
Oh, I get that now.
Okay. Hear this one. Fixing of fuel prices by NNPC illegal, says Falano. Right?
It's criminal. I wonder why okay, yesterday I think he lost his daughter. Our condolences go to him. But that he has been in that situation till now is even a travesty of some kind. You are not a regulator, you're fixing prices. What does that mean?
I thought they said prices, things like that would yield to market forces.
But the president himself is the minister of petroleum.
All right, Cyril. Hear this one. A happy one. Dele Bashiru saves Super Eagles from Libya.
He did. And I think he's a player.
He was a sub, right?
Well, I didn't see the match.
Okay.
I didn't watch.
I tried to see the match this morning.
I haven't quite been a keen follower of football for some time. You know, sometimes it has a way of pumping more than your adrenaline. But I've seen excerpts of his play, clips of his play rather. He is an offensive forward.
Okay.
He's able to take the ball forward. So, though I think those instincts naturally came to play and did help. I mean, thank God that we didn't play out a draw with the Libyans, which would have been good for them. But so right now we're in the advantage, and this is AFCON qualifiers.
We had 3 points,
which is important. 1 goal or not is 3 points.
Yeah. 10 goals is also 3 points.
Yes.
Okay, hear this one. Oh dear. Petrol price hike. CECIN, CECIN calls for total deregulation of downstream sector.
What other deregulation will be deregulation? What have we not done that we should do?
How more deregulated can the sector be?
Can the sector be? Except you're talking about re-regulation, which is really what it is.
Sorry.
What have we not done? Anyway, don't let us dismiss what they've said. They should take the NNPC public. It should go public. It should become a PLC, which is what the PIA actually. Of course,
should be
go public, not LTD. To go from NNPC to NNPCL, they spent 2 trillion. 2 trillion to change your name from something that lawyers to do pro bono for Nigeria.
Hi. Oh, how Rivers politics worsens PDP crisis.
Yes.
That's another story in the Sun.
But the PDP, this loyalty to one strong man. I'm happy that that in America we saw when Joe Biden was insisting on running, congressmen came together and said, "Oga, you have to step down," and he did. That's the institution speaking. In Nigeria, one man can hold 10 governors down. No, nothing they shake. Is that democracy?
Okay. Did you say democracy? No.
What do you really call that?
Okay. Let's move from the Sun now to another paper. This time the Vanguard. And take your time from us again. It is 25 minutes to 8 from the Voice of the People Radio, 90.3 FM on the dial. The Vanguard is next. This civil rule is no democracy. Nigerians bemoan impunity of president and governors.
Yes, now. And more will come. More will follow. More will follow because it's a you know where we are is where when we're in a Hobbesian society, frankly. Might is right. If you can do it and get away with it, do it and get away with it.
Otherwise, we're living in Orwellian times.
Oh, sure, we are. Sure, we are. In fact, we're living in Orwellian times Pro Max. If you can do it and get away with it,
so be it.
So be it.
Okay. Ajero, we accepted 70,000 naira minimum wage for government not to increase fuel price.
Now that they've increased fuel price, what consequences have you provided? They've not been paying 70,000 naira. 2, they've increased fuel price more than twice. And right, or twice. And what have you done about it? Is it not their fault or yours?
Regarding that, Nigeria Economic Society President to Dangote, NNPCL, you are not transparent. Don't hide anything. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what to say.
All right. Ex-Bayelsa APC Deputy Chair false alleged suspension of Lopobiri Leon says it's null and void.
He's ex-chairman.
Yes. So what he's saying is also ex?
It has to be. Has to be ex.
Did I get that?
Has to be. Ultimately has to be ex.
Okay. Yeah, this is a happy one. With killings of terrorist leaders, security is improving in Zamfara. Governor Lawa.
Well, this is what the governor is saying.
You don't trust that?
No, well, I mean, it's a political statement. He has been fighting Matawale. The Zamfara situation is a bit is actually complicated because for far too long, they let those terrorists and bandits hold sway, or have their way in that territory. So, but who knows? Let's see how eventually. I think the governor is working hard to make sure that security is restored in that state. Actually,
Yeah.
so let's see how it happens in the next 6 months or 6 months to, let's say, next 1 year.
Okay, then let's move now to this day newspaper. Leads with this one: drama as PDP National Working Committee NWC splits.
Another headline on the major.
They say suspension counter suspension rock party.
Now, another headline said that PDP leaders move to safe party. Sometimes it depends on which it depends on where you stand and what the editors consider to be their own opinion of what's going on. But I can tell you for free that these are not the best of times for the PDP, and I think that Bala Muhammad is a fit match. It's a good match for Wike. At the very most, let us know who is on the Lord's side. In the manner of speaking, let's know who is where and who is not, because if they drag this thing like this into 2027, the party will still lose. Yes, it will still. Those who are for the APC will still be for the APC. So it's not better to start now and decide where you stand. I mean, choose this day whom you will serve. So let them start.
Okay. Hear this one. After 9-day stay, Tinubu departs UK for France.
That was like yesterday.
Yeah.
The man is having a good holiday.
Have you considered this? Looks like an opinion. Nigeria's oil paradox and quest for refined salvation.
Those are opinions. Nigeria is not a want of intellectuals and opinion writers and great minds. It's just the problem of leadership that has not been able to galvanize us together. Otherwise, the Nigerian mind is a very fertile mind, full of ideas, full of dreams, full of aspirations. There's hardly anything Africa has done that Nigeria has not dominated. The music, the arts, everything. And we have a world of writers, great writers, Just that we haven't frankly harnessed our talent into a viable force for nation building. That's the problem.
All right, how about this? Court orders INEC to recognize Abure-led Labour Party, extend party dues to it.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago. That was like 2 days ago. So they are playing it back up.
Maybe
Somebody's interested in
currency.
Somebody's interested in giving the story visibility.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay, Daily Trust now. Apparently, looks like the last paper we're dealing with this morning. Beggars take over Abuja streets.
It should be again, not take over again.
Uh-huh.
They did it the other time. With these stories are
Borrow me the word.
It's not new. It's not new. You soon hear they came from neighboring Niger State and Kaduna. So you never see them when they come in. It's when they've come and been there and become a theme for conversations. Government will begin by explaining that they are not Abuja people. They came from there. But how can a nation's capital fall to beggars?
Well, we institutionalized begging as a way of life.
No, citizen. These beggars.
No, I'm asking. I'm not saying.
Sure. No, I'm about to answer the question. These beggars you see, it's a highly regulated industry.
I remember a beggar in Lagos many years ago had a lot of property across the.
As you see them,
You
like
know, they
this.
say the story is told about a man who wrote 39 ways of making money, and then he was asked, "Why are you still begging?" He says, "Begging is one of them."
This when they beg, they make returns. Like police taking a gunja making returns.
Make returns to.
There's headquarters for the begging people. If you're not part of the union of the association, there are places they will chase you from begging in certain places.
Yeah.
They control territory. They are powerful. They send them to places. Say your own place to go and beg is so and so place. If you went there as an independent candidate, they will chase you away. You must belong to their union. You can't just beg. You can't beg randomly.
Okay.
They have that. I think in Kaduna or Niger State, there's a place where they make returns to.
So begging is regulated.
I'm telling you. In fact, the headquarters where they send all the money to and everything. We've had these stories. They have a leader. I think they have houses, mansion, but they beg. So it's employment. It's a way of creating jobs.
Okay. Now you talk about
The things you've seen in your country.
all right.
You go then go pursue you. There are places you dare not go and stand. They will to come and get out of here. Who to come and beg? They will send you away.
Okay.
You dare not. You dare not. You dare not.
All right. Hear this one. Regionalism will open doors for more agitations. ACF scribe is telling us. ACF scribe is saying regionalism will open doors for more agitations.
Yeah, you see, the Nigerian problem right now is about the fact that I don't open,
I don't hear.
Yes, and then so we've murdered innocence. You see, the real problem is that there's a serious lack of trust. So even if the way in which somebody could say, okay, we trust our leader, he will do the needful, even if he didn't give us what we're asking for now, we know it will come. We've passed that level. Nobody trusts anybody. So if a northerner was doing it, the south will be worried. If a southerner was doing it, they're not to be worried. So there's a lot of mistrust in the system. It will take an angel to come and do it.
It is mutual. All right, 7:45, that's the time. We apply the brakes here. Time to hand over the microphone to you, the listener. Please, you have 60 seconds to address stories we have shared with you. Not your own stories, but thank you. The line remains the same, 0700 903 903 903. Let's get you talking. Which story or stories caught your fancy? How do you react to it or to them? Let's go right now.
To
Yeah.
make intervention.
Melekiari, NMPCL CEO, loses daughter. You talked about it earlier on.
Yes, he did. And condolences have been pouring in ever since to commiserate with him on the sad.
Malam Kiari, we share your grief.
We do.
And as the Yorubas would say, Kyojoku Jino Serawa, make death no come too soon.
Yeah, but that being the case, government needs to put a human face to its policies. As I speak with you today, for different reasons, people are unwell. Some have even died. Some are hungry. Some can't move because they can't afford the basic things of life. Excuse me. On account of the hike in the price of petrol, those have become luxuries.
Okay.
Some now manage to have, 1 meal a day, and that's all that they could have.
Looks like I have a call from outside of town. Hello, are you there? Hello, good morning.
Well, morning. Good morning, citizen.
I greet you,
Well,
sir.
my story I want to, yes, the story I want to react to now concerning, firstly, my condolence goes to Mele Kyari for the death of the daughter.
Yeah.
Um, we pray it won't happen again. It's a, if we are going through what's this thing in Petrol, we don't wish that for anybody. And secondly, it's about River State, the PDP crisis. Well, they should get the acts together. That's why there's no serious opposition at all. There's no opposition at all. It was APC supporters somehow, but they are not giving APC, how will I put it, putting them on their toes at all. Honestly speaking, we really need an opposition. Despite me having soft spots somehow for the ruling party. But honestly, it's not coming, and which is not right at all. Thank you very much, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Bless you too. Thank you. All right.
Decisive and
0700.
quite.
Yeah. 0700 903 903 903. Were you tickled or aroused by any story we shared with you? Let's go there. And you say, "O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?"
That's how they put it.
All right, I have another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. My name is Remy. I'm calling from London.
Yeah, Remy, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You see, the opposition party are busy fighting over bread and akara. It's quite unfortunate. You see, the idea of leaving petrol price to market force is absolutely ridiculous in the context of Nigerian state, because the society that practice this model, they have social security policy in place for their vulnerable citizens. We don't have it. So when I see this throwing economic policy, say, oh, this is the market force, it is not applicable to the Nigerian people. Otherwise, people will die. People will fight a health issue.
Remy, I agree with you. Those market forces are turning out to be evil forces, if you ask me.
They are. You see, I just want to beg the Nigerian leaders, we have to be careful that the evil we fear do not fall upon us.
Yes.
Russian Revolution, French Revolution began by no food.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Okay, take your turn.
And I think in Tunisia, the whole thing happened because of lack of bread. Yes.
Okay, the Arab Spring.
Yes. Said no bread, no bread. Try it in France.
A grocery man started the revolution.
If today price of bread goes up in France, it can cost Macron his job.
Oh yeah.
Pen. If bread no day, he may have to run out of that Champs-Élysées.
Okay, let's try another. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Citizen Jones.
I greet you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, the gentleman there.
Good morning to you, sir.
Right, this is C2 calling from Faith and Sierra Leone. I want to react based on the news you read about the troops smash IPOB camp and recover whatever they recovered. I want to talk to Nigerian army and their security apparatus. They should stop killing, this Nigerian terrorist army should stop killing Igbo youth. Okay? Gone are the days they will come and write rubbish on the newspaper and then they keep bringing the terrorists from the north and they keep killing Igbo youth. They should desist from killing our people. Enough is enough. They are not inventing any IPOB camp. These are false allegations by Nigerian government using it to be killing Igbo youth. Enough of Igbo youth. These killings of Igbo youth should be stopped. Let them go to the north where there is insecurity.
Except that you are in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Go on.
rescue anybody. It's a false allegation. They should stop killing our people. Let them take this terrorist Nigerian army to the north. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you too.
To refer to the Nigerian army as a terrorist army, that's a bit hard.
Yeah.
But even the army ought to give itself a better image. Imagine Asari Dokpo allegedly threatening to shoot down a helicopter that he claimed hovered over his house. And all that the army could say, the defense headquarters could say, was that they didn't want to act on it because they didn't want to be undemocratic. But any lawyer will tell you that what Asari said was even treasonable. Why do you pick and choose? This same guy, but he's the president's friend. He was the one that went to Aso Rock, and after meeting with the president, came out and said that the service chiefs are the ones behind oil theft. A nation that has sacred cows,
my country,
we'll soon have to deal with sanctified goats.
Okay. All right then. Looks like we'll apply the brakes here.
Yeah, most possibly.
Yeah. So our job is done.
Well, as it is.
Don't forget. Okay. One call. May I rub this one in? Hello. Good morning to you.
Yeah, hello. Please, still calling back. Please, nobody should say the army is killing Igbo youths.
Yeah.
Look the other day when the soldiers raiding in Imo State, and the government killed soldiers. Nobody is saying anything. That is now the turn of the military. Of course, nobody supports lawlessness. I'm an Igbo person to the core, so nobody is killing Igbo youths. Please, let's just get that. The soldiers that have died, then they have families. It's just that it has not affected any member of our family. That is why we keep saying what we are saying now on radio, and people will come and be saying killing Igbo youth. As in how?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. And if they don't have any claim, nobody should come on radio and start giving claim that he or she cannot
consider this. 2-3 days ago, journalists were going to cover a football match involving Nigeria.
Yeah,
they got they got kidnapped in between Anambra and Imo. So what would you say?
And so nobody should come in and condole all these things. It's not done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you too. All right, that's it on newspaper headliners. We are out until next week. Bye-bye now. Take care of yourself.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Bonam! Ole! Kidnapper! wan use person do money, kill am.
Sit tire for here, put am for him neck, burn am. Yes, dem no go find better work do. Na yahoo yahoo dem go dey do. Burn am. Stop!
Dat person wey you wan born, if it dey innocent, no go carry person blood put for your head. Jungle justice no good at all. Stop am.
You wey light the fire, you no get heart. Say no to jungle justice.
You uncle wey follow for the crowd dey look wey dem dey born person, you no stop dem. E dey do you like film abi? Your hand sef no clean o. You fit enter gbege. Stop the lynching. Stop jungle justice.
Under the criminal law for Lagos State, person wey start jungle justice, those wey support am and those wey just sit down look, all of them fit rot for jail. My name na Benjamin Hundeyin, Lagos State Police talk person. Stop jungle justice.
This message now from Lagos State Police Command
and VOP 90.3 FM.
The latest hits and the greatest memories and voice of the people. 90.3 FM. If you want to be heard, say here on Voice of the People.
Of an accident, when Atta died, he came on and everybody said that he is going to be a good example for the youths to follow and pave the way for the youths. Alas, what have we found? He not only
you remember the crazy phrase, Cyril, you remember new breed, new greed.
New breed, new greed. You know, the greed has been collapsing, I mean, nearly all the time. So I really don't know if the center has been able to hold. But on a serious note, I think it begets a logic, and it's, attacking our sensibilities. Some of us, like them, have read. We have our heads properly screwed up there. There is absolutely nobody that should want to pretend to know that the white lion leading that pack knew he was going to be in the gutter that he's found himself, running away from justice. We now then say, look, wait a minute, are there, that's what lawyers call it, lacuna. Are there lacunas that I can fall back on? Yeah. And then they quickly gather themselves together, how do they say it, Citizen Jones? Like minds flock together and got about 16. If you go and look at those 16 states, 16 states, you will find that more than skeletons are in a lot of their cupboards, and they are just trying to protect their interests, believing that many of us are fools.
But Akin, see, you never talk.
Well, I wanted him to land.
Okay, but again, let me drop this one. But the governor of Adamawa State, you know him, the gentleman governor, Ahmadu Fintiri, he said the EFCC should not be scrapped, but rather strengthened for better efficiency.
That is where I stand. And like I say, please permit me my usual quotable quotes from MKO Abiola. When you have a headache, even a migraine, the cure is not by going to cut the head.
Yeah.
So I think Nigeria keeps on being, evolving. There is no institution of state, including this institution that we are in now, broadcasting, that is, we are always looking for better ways to perform. So if there are things that are not good, we can amend them. The ground norm, the constitution that the whole of being in existence, at least in legalists, depend on, it's also faulty. It's faulty to the extent that it's lied onto itself. A couple of people got that together, and then we decided to put EFCC and ICPC. There are polities where you don't even have a constitution and the people behave well. So why is our own
without constitution,
this animal farm kind of situation,
and they behave well? Well, so some say
some had said you can't have a pig on the farm and expect there to be cleanliness,
except in animal farm.
Well, the point I'll just make is that laws were made for man and not man for laws.
Yeah.
There's clearly a defect in the way the commission was formed.
Yeah, but why has it taken 22 years with all the eggheads in the country?
I'm coming.
Serious. So there is no defect in the way Nigeria was formed. How we are cobbled together. There's no defect there.
So I'm coming at something.
Okay.
So because of that defect,
cobbled together
by the colonialists.
Yeah, but you managed to remain for 100 years.
Yes, because you keep on, you keep on reinventing yourself and trying to get better.
I don't want to be distracted by the Nigerian analogy because the truth of the matter is that I'm coming.
I thought the case is about Nigeria.
No, because the truth of the matter is that Nigeria has endured 2 layers of colonialism. One is external colonialism, and the other one has been internal colonialism.
What about neocolonialism?
For example, the 1999 Constitution is a function of internal colonialism. It lies by beginning to say by saying we the people, but there's no time Nigerians start anywhere.
Cyril, except but once a while I go there. The provisions of the 1999 Constitution, even if contentious, if we followed the thing to the spirit and letter, we won't be here.
You see, this is the thing. The problem we have is this, right? There was no way Nigerians sitting together to write their laws would have written the kind of thing we have today. And don't let us think
thank you very much.
Yeah, and don't let us think that if we had sat down to write it by ourselves, we would have omitted the good portions of the 1999 Constitution. We wouldn't have. You get what I mean, sir? We would have added it and then straightened out a number of other issues. But because somebody came to hand you candy doesn't mean that you shouldn't own a coconut farm. Yours is the farm. Candy is just an end product. But before I even open the argument, let me begin by reading out something that Barrister Evans Ofeli, pushed to a group we all belong to earlier this week. Let me just quote him. The Supreme Court in Dr. Joseph Nwobike versus Federal Republic of Nigeria had held that it was a United Nations Convention against corruption that was reduced into the EFCC Establishment Act, and that in enacting this law in 2004, the provision of Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution as amended was not followed. The states are arguing that in bringing a convention into Nigerian law, the provision of Section 12 must be complied with, especially subsections 3 of Section 12 of the Constitution. Let me read that whole, please.
May I tease Barrister Ofeli a little? Why has he waited 22 years?
He hasn't waited, and this is the point, right? There's what is called public interest law. You should know Barrister Libros Oshoma. I once asked him, I said, Barrister, why are you not taking it? He said, no, look, Cyril, public interest law is not for lawyers alone. If you have the money, you can hire a lawyer to challenge certain things in court. It doesn't have to be lawyers alone. So the whole public is an interested party in public interest law, not just Barrister Ofeli, for example. So if you're talking about why the governors are waking up today, they say that necessity is the mother of invention. Ostensibly, the political side of this whole thing is because of the hunt or witch hunt of Yaya Bello. Governor Doda said, there's even a defect in the law. Let's even go and challenge it. And a whopping 15 governors joined him. You know why?
Why?
It's politics.
No, it's not politics.
Because
it's corruption.
Cyril,
that's a difference.
The other 16 are by no means less important.
See where
including
I'm going,
my governor.
No, see where I'm going. It is politics. It is the politics of trying to what if you say corruption has to be pronounced by a court of law, right? Let's be a bit civilized this morning.
Just like somebody said that corruption is not stealing. We see somebody stealing.
He didn't say that. Jonathan didn't say that. He was quoting. No, now come on, Nigerians know.
My point is even from the.
I have not landed.
It generated a lot of debate.
I have not landed. He was quoting Justice. Was it Ayo Salami or Mustafa? He said that the judge told him that Nigerians like to look at corruption as only when people steal, but that corruption was bigger than theft. You can, sir, Uncle Akin.
Yes.
There's no video record where Jonathan said stealing is not corruption.
No,
it does not exist.
I saw it on television.
It does not. I'm telling you that does not exist.
And he said there is a difference.
They are good. So
I saw it. Look, can we get back to the main track now? You quoted Barrister Ofeli.
I had not landed,
and I am telling you that even the Supreme Court that you mentioned, Justice Okuta of blessed memory said, look, the Supreme Court is not fallible because they are not human, or
no, is that not fallible because they are final?
But or final because they are infallible. I have seen situations where the Supreme Court has had to reverse itself, where hands have been tied.
But the court has not even said
my
anything
point
about the
is
matter.
this. Because we went to the Supreme Court.
No, gentlemen.
You are quoting Supreme Court.
Gentlemen, care must be taken, so whatever we say here is not subjudicial.
Yes. So may I just calm down? Please
calm down.
May I just
calm down.
Sorry.
Calm down.
What I mean is, may I just land? Let me go back to what I was reading.
You are still reading the Supreme Court.
The section 3 of that law.
This will not take you anywhere.
Hold on, sir. May I just land?
Perception is better than reality. All this Supreme Court thing that you are quoting.
May I land?
Nigeria has got to a crossroad.
I'm quoting
we
the
all see a situation where we are going downhill. We saw a group of bandits coming together to try and gang rape Nigeria, and they say no. You might as well be telling me that Nigerian police force should not be arresting people for criminal justice.
Should be scrapped.
Just because you have force in there. Force has always been there since the colonial times. We can continue to reform them.
I was quoting the constitution, sir. May I come
which
back
constitution?
to
the constitution that lied on itself?
I can just
the constitution that was given to Obasanjo when Obasanjo had been sworn in. What kind of country are we trying to run? We cannot run Nigeria this way. I have children and I have grandchildren. It should not continue this way, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
This is not a battlefield.
No treaty between...
radio.
Yes, now I'm quoting the constitution. No treaty between the Federation and any other country shall have the force of law to the extent to which any such treaty has been enacted into law by the National Assembly. The National Assembly may make laws for the Federation or any part thereof with respect to matters not included in the exclusive legislative list for the purpose of implementing a treaty.
Yes.
A bill for an act of the National Assembly passed pursuant to the provisions of subsection 2 of this section shall not be presented to the President for assent and shall not be enacted unless it is ratified by a majority of all the houses of assembly of the Federation.
That is the law. Is that the law, right?
Yes. Now,
2/3.
Have you ever in the history of this checkered democracy that we are talking about, try and correct wrongs, that we have been able to gather 2/3 of the National Assembly and State Assembly coming to enact laws? We are not going anywhere.
I'm coming.
Other countries are flying. We are crawling and trying to crawl backwards just because a group of people who have skeletons in their cupboard have some things to hide. If you don't have anything to hide, why will you be asking that the FCC should be disturbed?
Sir, I'm please, I'm coming.
I
told you it was politics.
And it's not going to happen anyway.
I told you it was politics. Therefore, accordingly...
Akin, it is not your place to say that. The last statement.
Yes.
The Supreme Court has set aside October 22nd. We will soon get there.
Therefore, accordingly...
that's 10 days from now.
I'm analyzing that.
We
have some people in the Supreme Court who listen and look at what...
So we allow them. We allow them.
Yes, we can't preempt them.
We can't preempt them.
They'll be allowed to wrong.
We cannot preempt.
To right whatever wrongs. We can't preempt.
May I finish reading?
No. That's why the apex court is there. If you are aggrieved up to the appeal and you are not satisfied, go to the apex. So the Supreme Court has set October 22nd.
Beyond the apex, we have the law.
No.
The law of God.
Don't trivialize this thing.
May I finish?
We are human beings,
right?
Yeah.
Therefore,
hold on, Cyril.
This constitution that is lying on
take us there in good time.
Okay, go ahead.
Therefore, accordingly, I finished reading section 12 sub 3. Therefore, accordingly, the provision of the constitution necessitated that the majority of the State House of Assembly agreeing to bring the convention in before passing the FC Act and others, which was allegedly never done.
Okay.
Allegedly, yes. Conclusively, the states are in their present suit, which they said had been corroborated by the Supreme Court in the previous case mentioned, that the law, as enacted, could not be applied to states that never approved of it. In accordance with the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution, any institution so formed without a corresponding compliance with Section 12 of the Constitution of Nigeria should be regarded as an illegal institution. Now, this is the point.
Can I take you back to when Obasanjo came on? You remember something that Obasanjo did? Former President Obasanjo. Remember Bayelsa State. You remember Delta State. Situations involving a governor that stole his country blind when
his state.
His state and some of he stole us blind, went outside the country, came back dressed as a woman, and then the people of that state were hailing him that please leave our own thief and all that. You are expecting that members of that state House of Assembly will naturally kowtow to the line of of reason, or the one that you say, Evans or no Evans, and Evan or no Evan, and all that kind of. I keep on telling you that we have not made progress in this country because of things like this.
So going by your logic,
power belongs to the people.
Okay, so put simply, to you, the EFCC should not be scrapped.
It cannot be scrapped.
Serious.
I'm not making a case for it to be scrapped or not.
Okay.
Mine is just to follow the law. May I just land, right?
You're not landed.
No. I
It's taking you too long to land, though.
No. We're in a conversation.
No go fall.
It's an hour long. So just hold on, sir.
Okay. I'll calm down.
The point to be made is this: if we all find faults in our laws and feel that we can arrogate ourselves the creative authority or power to amend them where necessary.
Why not? Why not?
Well, so what that means is that when a judgment is given that I feel is not in line with justice, I will set that aside and do what I like.
All right, let me announce it's 23 minutes. 23 minutes
Governor
past
Lamy
8.
is here number one, he didn't escape from London. I know the story. He couldn't have escaped. He didn't escape.
What did he do?
There's a backstory to it which I can't say on radio. He didn't escape. He couldn't have escaped. And he didn't dress as a woman. That was how this day chose to do the story. We follow these things. I know what happened. I can tell you that thing bordered on the hypocrisy of a national leader. They told him, they said, we have in our custody somebody, but there is a bigger thief on your cabinet. Surrender him to us. He said no. The people said we cannot keep a lesser thief when there's a bigger thief. So they let the man go.
Okay,
so you honestly believe that Alamesia escape from
bless his soul.
So in other words,
escape from London and this as woman and came to Nigeria. The time the law was passed in 2003 or 2002, right? The Alamesia case has not come up.
No, it
See, if the law says that, if your constitution says that, before you pass a law, you must amend it, and that you must take the amendment to test of the states in the country. So be it. If you now say they will not approve, and therefore let the president just sign everything into law, why should anybody now obey the constitution? If the president says,
do we have a constitution in the first place?
Why don't we
have created by the people?
Why don't we have?
There are so many flaws in the constitution that we are trying to amend.
You have the financial.
You know that.
Uncle Lekins, let me challenge you now.
Okay, challenge me.
You have the financial wherewithal. Hire a lawyer to go to court and say that this constitution is only Decree 38 of 1998, or is it Decree 34? I think it's 38. That even the constitution, this 1999 constitution, was a decree, and that a court should set it aside. They could. After all, Bola Tinubu, our president today, went to Justice Dolapo Kunso and Atikoyi after the election. He said, declare Shonekon's presidency null and void. The judge granted it because there was no law that could be cited to back up
Shonekon's ING.
Yes, the ING. There was no law to back it up. The woman said, therefore, the Shonekon government is declared. It was that lacuna that now proved that made it look like Nigeria didn't have a government. Abacha came in. You can go to court, sir. Hire a lawyer to go to court and challenge that. How can a country's constitution be promulgated by a decree?
As we speak.
You get what I mean?
As we speak.
Abacha was not standing with this.
As we speak.
With this constitution.
As we speak.
You can do it.
The National Assembly that has the right and capacity to make our laws, and looking at that 1999 constitution that's amended.
I don't know that for a fact.
Oh, well, it's a fact. Now, the only challenge I have, Since Joe, not challenge. The only challenge I have is that when you bring things like that to a place like National Assembly, again, we now then get back into grandfather, father, son kind of thing.
No. Sir, let us face the issue for what it is.
There are people in the National Assembly that EFCC is waiting. A lot of
they cannot be waiting. Lawmakers are not covered by immunity.
They have been investigated.
The truth is, no less than 21 former governors in this country have cases pending at the EFCC. They are at the National. They are
the only thing I can say right now, right, is that
there was somebody wrote up in the Nigeria's National Assembly. Look at shame. And said, hey, man, I used to be in the police, and I see people, I see criminals.
Retired DIG.
They are all here sitting down in the red and
who do you blame for that?
You are not saying.
Who do we blame for that?
I'm saying we as a people.
No.
Our eyes are now open.
We as a people
you cannot
argument.
continue to pull the wool over our eyes.
No, Uncle Lakers, I sincerely disagree. You know why?
Because of this.
I sincerely disagree. I disagree with you, sir. Do you know why? Because
some people are stealing us blind. I want to close our eyes. I want to be hiding under law. What kind of law?
It is we the people that woke up one day and said,
okay, but we have thrashed the debate out. Our problem is not constitutional. It is attitudinal.
It is both.
It's people.
It is both.
So you have 16 people right up where there are
16 governors.
16 governors. Yes, there are people rising up to say that, look, yes, I know I'm going down the drain, but I'm not going to allow myself. I will open my eyes and allow to that. And all of us will keep quiet. It's not going to happen.
Okay, please.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, so let me make this intervention. If we want to go back to the base of every social milieu, there's what we call social contract.
Yes.
Okay.
When they say we the people must arise, there's a reason we have government in place. Because people action have consequences. The people said, okay, we can't, don't let us run this space as an anarchy, right? Let's have a government. They will look at our what's the word now? They will gauge us and then act on our behalf.
Yes.
It's the reason we have government, and that for me I think is a very sane arrangement.
Do we have government in Nigeria?
We have government.
We have.
Are we run sane government? As far as I'm concerned, when I listen and when my head is beginning to go topsy-turvy, I listen to a fella. We call it democracy. Demonstration of craze. Crazy demonstration. That's what we have been doing, and that is why we are taking 2 steps forward and 24 steps backward.
You see, but we are at a point where we have to respect.
We need, as a people, to come together. Yes, we need to speak with one voice. We need to recognize the fact that we are different.
No, so but what's your respect? You see, now you are.
I am also saying
we're talking about EFC. You've taken the discussion to national question.
The baby steps that we have taken to have, anti-graft agencies. Yes, I don't think they are perfect. We can begin to reform them, but asking that they should be scrapped. You are therefore saying, since 2020,
I haven't said they should be scrapped.
2002, all decisions that have been taken, all money that have been recovered, should not be returned to those people. Is that what you are saying? And that we should?
No, that's not what it will be. No.
If it's been illegal from the onset, you cannot build legality on illegality.
No.
That's not it works. Let's call a spade a spade.
Please hold on, sir. See, Citizen Jones. This is the problem. Over the years, the EFCC itself has lost its teeth. Obviously, you can't rule that.
Then reform it.
So then,
we can reform it. Don't go to court and say that it should be scrapped.
Second, like I said, this is all politics. The governors are trying to look for a way out of their predicaments. But for the sake of the jobs and everything, yes,
they say self-preservation
is the first rule of But then what?
So that they can take their loot and continue to loot us and loot us.
Here's what I
begin to recycle themselves into what you now call a government.
Let me announce it's 8:30 for a time check, and this is the Voice of the People FM 90.3 on the dial, and the show is Citizen Jones this morning, looking at the issue of 16 governors saying that the EFCC should be scrapped because the law establishing it was faulty.
The truth of the matter is that a matter like this has gone before
the Supreme Court,
the courts, right?
So I agree with you. We need to be very careful.
The courts
so we are not subject to this. I agree with you.
No. It's not just that.
The Supreme Court people also know that the fact that they have to gauge opinion. They cannot. Yes.
But what I can say
is
they
have to be very fair. They are not going to take 16 persons who are governors and begin to run them roughshod against 220 at a time.
There's a maxim
when
that also says
we are talking about the fact that corruption has become a cankerworm.
There's a maxim that also says that if you punish one innocent person, that it's better to
release.
Is there an innocent person among the 16?
9 criminals and to convict one innocent person. Now, the point is this, right? In a court of law, they don't look at sentiment and opinion. If you make a strong case, was it not Justice Kayode Esho that said it was clear that the person that had been so accused was guilty? It was clear to everybody in court. Kayode Esho, bless his soul, the old man, he said, well, this case cries out to the high heavens for evidence. But for the want of it, my answer, there's nothing I can do. Because a judge cannot invent evidence.
Barnabas too said the same
because a judge cannot.
they killed Jesus Christ and released, and because some people believe that release Barabbas.
Barabbas, yes.
So
now you
Barabbas. Release Barabbas and kill the innocent. You want to kill innocent Nigerians? Have we not suffered enough?
May I?
And that is the reason why they talk about do or die.
Uncle
They will kill themselves to get into that place because they know that they can get there, steal us blind, and then they look around and say, look, if there is a law that's going to catch us, no, that law is not avoid. How can we run the country that way?
So in a court of law, they don't look at what is good or what is bad. They look at what the facts,
the merits of any case.
Now, I have a lawyer friend who told me a story one time. He said a client came to him. It was a very bad case. Even his own lawyers had moved on from the case. So he was looking for who could help him. He came to my friend. He said, this is the problem.
Your friend that can make bad things good. Okay,
well, not necessarily.
I said it that you were interballistic.
Just listen to my story now. He was owing somebody, and there's an agreement to the fact that he was indeed owing. My lawyer friend looked at the case and said, okay, we can go to court. So they went to court.
The case is not a bad one.
Yes, and that it could be redeemed, bad as it was. So he went to court.
And it was redeemed.
And I won't give you all the details here. When he was making the argument, even the judge was very unfriendly. He said in the court we are booing him, and that his client was even winning his pants when the case was on. Then it was time for judgment.
How did you know that?
Hold on.
How did you know
Hold
that?
on, I'm coming. It was time for judgment. The judge said that my heart and all of me is for the other side. But you have made a compelling argument. A compelling argument that we cannot overlook, because the extant provisions of the agreement that your client had with his creditors,
yes, was faulty.
Was faulty.
Yes. Ignorance of law is no excuse.
That's
one situations where you say we should tie our hands as a nation and allow 16 people to just kind us roughshod.
If they have a good case, they have a good case.
Which good case?
At most,
and look Nigeria blind.
No. Well, Cyril suggested one thing. We have 10 days between now and the hearing at the Apex Court.
Yes.
Get a good lawyer.
Yes.
If you feel aggrieved.
Yes.
And
we have good
so
lawyers.
the federal government has to make solid representation.
We have a good attorney general.
That
and the 16 governors are making the attorney general the litigation is against the attorney general.
So
the attorney general is the defendant.
I can even tell you for free.
Defendant.
All of us as Nigerians,
I can even tell you for free.
All of us as Nigerians are not going to be tied. We continue to look at these governors, right, roughshod against Nigeria. There were about 6 or 9 governors at one point in time. Remember during Amichi's time, and they said minority is greater than majority, and they had their way. Can we continue to run a country this way? We have children; they are listening to us here. I can't understand. I can't understand where something is black, and then some people will now say, "Go and make a compelling argument that you, the one that they say black, is blind. That it shall have to be white."
Aki, but they say in investigation, when you eliminate the impossible, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. So let's begin to remove the impossible in this case.
We can reform these institutions like we are asking that we reform everything that belongs to Nigeria, including the Nigerian state itself. But I think it is the height of arrogance and craftiness.
So
anybody to go to the Supreme Court and says the EFCC, the ICPC should be scrapped because the law setting them up since 2022 that you open your eyes 2002 that you open your eyes and Nigeria has been stolen blind up till now. And you said that law is
Nigeria has been stolen blind. Let me ask.
Nigeria has not been stolen blind.
No, hold on now.
Who has been
the real thieves?
The rulers. They call themselves leaders. They are the National Assembly. They are at the state assemblies. They are even at the local government level that we are trying to reform now. They are the presidency. They are within the judiciary. Everything is
topsy-turvy.
Not only topsy-turvy, it's jambalaya. And we cannot continue. And we are still having children coming into this system. We must take a stand as a nation that we must look. There are certain things that we should not just accept. I am hopeful that legally and logically, justice will be meted out in 10 days' time.
All right. Let me ask the listener to be a part of this debate. If you feel up to lending the weight of their voice to this discussion, why not? 0700 903 903 903. Should the EFCC be scrapped? Because 16 governors have 16. Yes, 16. I have a suit pending at the Supreme Court. They're asking the Supreme Court to declare the EFCC illegal because null and void, because the law establishing it was faulty. Right? Wrong? Let's get you talking.
Faulty to the extent.
Faulty to the extent that
it has not come to be a baby.
All right. I have a caller. Hello. Good morning
Citizen
to
Jones.
you. I greet you. Yeah.
I'm your guest.
All right then.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate what you people are discussing. Yes, if we are going to look at it in the eyes of the law, it looks unconstitutional. But on the flip side of it, it shows that there will be nothing that will regulate what our governors, what our leaders do in the office, and nobody will be able to question them when they finish their tenure in the office. That means anything you do, go away, there is no problem.
They call it
in the so-called Senate climbs, how do you checkmate people who are in governance, who are leading the country? How do you checkmate them? We always praise the so-called Senate climbs that they are free from corruption, they are being checkmated and everything. How do we want to do our own?
All right. So,
good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So the man says, without preempting him, he is all for rejigging the law. Hello, good morning. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, okay, fine. Emeka from Festac.
All right, Emeka, go on.
All these things that this 16 governors have said is just like someone open a company, and that your company, you remove manager and accountant. Or let me just forget about the manager, remove accountant. So all the staff should be selling anything and be going away. Nobody will give you an account on what they sell and how much is there and how much. See, I don't know why this government, this our present government is this way. Instead of making things right, they will always look for a way that things will be favoring them. Things are not done this way. And I believe with the grace of God, we will get out of this mess.
Amen. Thank you very much. I say amen, Emeka.
All right, the line is still open. Let's have a conversation with you. 16 governors are saying our EFCC should be scrapped because the law setting it up was not properly made. And
according to a constitution.
The arrowhead of this challenge is Kogi State. And are you smelling a rat? You know. All right. Let's take another respondent here. Hello, good morning to you. Oh, lost the connection there. Please, the line is still open. 0700 903 903 903. Sir, but the Adamawa governor says rather than scrap EFCC, amend the law. Just a minute. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Victor, calling from Oshodi.
All right, Victor, go on.
Yeah, I believe the 16 governors, I believe they have something in their cupboard, because if they don't have, why will it be Kogi State, this exact Kogi State, being the first state to bring up this issue? How will they scrape the EFCC?
No, not the first state. Kogi is leading the assault. Now,
Okay,
Kogi there for front. Other 15 governors.
15. It's like Alibaba and the 40 thieves. They are all coming together.
Is the leading front. Okay, let's say what the past governor, what happened to him? He have issue with EFCC. So they have planned all these things. All these people have sat on the round table because they know EFCC is working. And one day, all these people, let me just say, EFCC will grow more than this. I believe so, because they are going to get all these corrupt governors. Most of them, they will open that cupboard for them. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. What do you yourself say? Yeah, Cyril, so we can give the EFCC more teeth to bite. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
I greet you.
Yeah, this is Benga from Shomolu.
Benga, go on.
We should be very, very careful of what we do in this country. We should not shy away from the fact that if the governors have their way right now, there are so many agencies that will also be scrapped. We should take note. The bureau, the court of bureau or whatever that will ask government officials to declare their assets, is it backed by law? I don't think so. Is ICPC backed by law? I don't think so. So, who will now come and ask these people questions? This is something that we should be very careful of. Yes, whether backed by law or not backed by law, is it morally okay for you to go and pay school fees for a child that you don't know if you're going to live by next tomorrow or next week? Nobody's wishing him death, but you loot a country, a state that is one of the poorest in the country. You cannot pay your staff, or you are paying for your child.
Thank you, Success.
Who is even crawling?
60 seconds are up. Thank you. Huh? Thank you. We got you first time. Yeah, okay. So, oh dear. All right, let me deal with this call. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I greet you.
Yeah. I want to say this issue of EFCC, for the governors who are acting that EFCC should be scrapped, I don't want to blame them because EFCC himself have not lived up to its responsibility. Because if EFCC have lived up to its responsibility, they wouldn't have the courage or the mind to ask that it should be scrapped. EFCC have become a ragtag movement, I don't know how, street urchins who are busy chasing little boys who are doing internet scams. Why those who are tripping the country, who are draining the country, they know them, but they don't go after, they are afraid of them. What makes a country when you organize an institution like EFCC, you have to empower them to make them fully independent, so that they can go after anybody who is found wanted. But here we know the criminals, we protect them, we go after the small targets so that we can intimidate them and take advantage of them. Nigeria cannot move forward with this manner. We are nearly deceiving ourselves. We all know where our fault is. We know who owns our money. But nobody wants to go after them. Yeah, this is chasing rats while the house is on fire.
All right, thank you.
Will you consider the white lion of Kogi a small rat? No, I wonder.
They say the man will say, "Don't let little things bother you," has not slept under a mosquito net with one of those idiots in it.
Especially patching on the wrong place of the body.
All right, I have another listener. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, this is Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, Stephen Jones, the EFCC also is corrupt, yes. And who corrupt the EFCC? Is it not the same government that corrupt the EFCC?
Government
they
or
are the one that corrupt the
governors?
The governors, sorry. Are they not the one that corrupt the EFCC? Because we can only hear the money they recovered. We have not seen where the money is. We have not seen any project done with that money. So all of them are playing games by themselves because that they know why they want to scrap them. Because I know, we know where it is coming from. It's coming from the white lion. That one is sure. We shouldn't ask ourselves, where is this coming from? Because as long as one leg of Wike is in PDP, one...
What happened?
No, because
the connection to him. Okay.
I think
Well,
because
besides
the
talking
network
about
hasn't been very good for some days now.
No, be Wike caused the thing. I
I'm not sure Wike is one of the ones that is asking that EFCC be scrapped.
No. Wike is no longer
Maybe what
governor.
he's saying that Wike too is corrupt and all that. So, I mean, we can, in my opinion, reform. And like I said, you do not cut off the heads.
You are talking
because
political
you have-
solution now.
Yeah. This has to be settled politically. Like Stephen Jones is saying, our problem is not constitution. The problem is attitude and mind.
Yeah.
It's both.
And if the people that we have elected have stolen us blind, we see them, they will ride jets,
but if you have
and
a
they
good
do wrong
law,
things,
if you have a
and
good
they are
law,
coming up today to say that that place should be scrapped and we want all keep quiet.
I can just a minute. Cyril, if you have a good law and the attitude of those who are supposed to give effect to that law is wrong, we will be in trouble still.
Of course.
Exactly.
It's attitude. Attitude.
Why would
You get the impression Nigerian politicians are a special breed, and we are not.
Why will you look at alleged, a situation where a young man, relatively younger than others, will go into government and then will open the coffers of the government and starts to pay different things here and there. Even the person that set it up, somebody was trying to say that Nigeria is a jambalaya of salt. The person that set it up, you remember Obasanjo himself and Atiku. Remember how they fought to stand still. All the salacious things that came out of that government, using government funds. What are we talking about? We need a situation where we begin to call ourselves to order. We need a moral code in this country that can be held by laws and not
as we
just
begin,
keep quiet
as we
and
begin
allow,
to take this
allow things
discussion
to
home.
go.
Yeah,
go roughshod.
Cyril, as we begin to take this thing home, what Akin is saying in essence is, if we consider that in one of his books, Obasanjo devoted a chapter or two to lampooning his former number two man. That number two man should have been in the slammer, right?
Yes, no.
It should not. It should not.
If he's not able to answer, I will answer for him. Yes, it should be in the slammer.
Not at the level of allegations now. It should be Can you convict a man at the level of allegations? We were looking at news headlines just no. This is me being disinterested. The doctor that was remanded for
in this country
for is it child theft or something.
In this country,
he only has a case to answer. If Atiku has a case to answer, Atiku is the political enemy of President Bola Tinubu.
Atiku has no case to answer. You are talking about allegations.
Why
these guys can recycle themselves and they can come and say that they want to
why
become
would they arrest?
president?
If Atiku has, they should arrest him and try
Let me take a call. A call is coming. I think from outside of Lagos. Hello. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Good morning to you. My name is Ola Adewale, and I'm calling from Atlanta.
Okay, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Yes,
Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta, Georgia. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Citizen John, I think you are trying to make a comment. I heard one of your comments, and you said, and I believe basically what you said, that majority of the career politicians in Nigeria should be at Kirikiri, and you have to throw away the key. But because per se, EFCC in itself is defaulted. Has a serious default. Created by the same politicians. So, in my own opinion, to start because I did make a suggestion at the beginning of the presidency that yes, this is all he can do. He has to have an operation return loot, and there has to be a teeth on that operation. And once the countries or those we are owing right now, once they see that yes, Nigeria is in action, they will forgive all these loans entirely.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brother Adewale. Thank you. You are in a country where a former president was indicted on 34 charges. You remember, a former president.
Yes.
And he's standing election for next month's
Well, in my opinion, I mean, he's just making an effort. I mean, he's just trying to get out of jail. He said, getting out of jail.
Thank you very much, Adewale. He's making an effort, just like these 16 governors are trying to make an effort.
No, but in Trump's case, the law does not forbid him from running, even if he's been convicted. The law does not do that. I mean, I've read up on the American.
And you consider that to be a good law?
It's not for me to say. Look, the law is the law.
You cannot create a bad law. You cannot create a law that I should go out on
there's a reason when police
cutting people's head, and you say that is the law.
There's a difference between morality and legality. In a court of law, don't go and say I did it. I'm so. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't when I arrest you now say it was because I was rushing. That's why I drove against traffic. Well, you're making yourself.
I think the 16 governors are trying to test. Yes. Let's try.
Test the water.
Let's just try and pull their tail. But when you pull the tail, I tell you, even the white lion will be subsumed. I tell you.
All right.
It's not going to stand.
Yeah. Cyril, how do you take this home?
My point is that if the court, I mean, by 10 days from now, there would have been a determination. But I hope that we consider the moral and social implications of whatever it is that is about to happen. There are jobs, there are human beings, and there's a whole lot more. Why do we want to reinvent the wheel? Can't we find a creative way of making things better than pandering to the...
You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can polish it.
Yeah, so let's do that instead of scrapping what we have.
All right. Akin?
I take it home by saying yes. It is not perfection. The EFCC has inherent contradictions, no doubt about that. The setting up should be a bit much more independent. Not just the EFCC, even the other security apparatuses we have. Our laws, concerning elections and all that, they are all there, and we are trying to reform them. My posit is that rather than ask that these institutions be scrapped, let's reform them. Send private bills to the National Assembly. Let's put their feet to the fire. And if we just keep on doing it, and we keep on doing it, a few reforms, like it or not, that we find in our electoral system, is because we are not allowing, the bodies that is responsible for elections, INEC, to sit.
All right.
So we must continue to reinvent the wheel. My belief is that in 10 days' time, we will end up in a situation where it will be happiness for the majority of Nigerians, and we move a little bit step forward to curing this cankerworm that we call corruption in Nigeria.
Okay, gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time, gentlemen. To the listener, laws were made for man and not man for the law. The law established the EFCC to deal with anti-graft and related offenses in my country. If the EFCC is short on many fronts, we can help it up. I'm out of here. Bye-bye now. Take care.